Hello guys, I am back from another video and today we're talking about whether Deku had the power of the Greek gods. So in the last video, Deku, well, after Izuku was told by Nedry that she actually wants to date Izuku left her. So, after that day, they gone back to UA where, Nedry told everybody that she is the teacher of a brand new class called Heroics. So, after Izuku showed his hero costume, they did the, hero versus villain test where Izuku and his partner Momo finished it with fine colors. So after that whole class, Neji wanted to learn a little bit more about Izuku, and then when his mother Inko basically looked at Neji, she think in her mind, this this girl, she's perfect for Izuku. So, yeah, after Izuku told her why Izuku's weapons are named after these specific gods, she left. So, after that day, they decided to, well, go to sleep. And for Izuku's case, he wants to forget about her just because. So, yeah, so let's talk about what happens next. So, today is the day that is where they're going to be going to the USJ. So, Izuku is basically in the back, talking to. Wait for a second. Izuku was talking to Kaminari, aka Susanoo. He's also talking to. Wait for a second. Izuku was also talking to Jiro, and the rest of his classmates are basically talking to each other, except for Bako, because Bako is still a prideful a-hole. Anyway, so yeah. So when Izuku was talking, one of his classmates, being a girl by the name of Suyo Asui, basically said, "Hey Izuku, what does your quirk actually do?" Izuku tells her about his quirk, which allows him to summon these special weapons. And she says, "Well, these were the well, oh, wait. Sorry about that. I was about to sneeze." So, after Izuku told her about his quirk, she said, "Wow, that quirk sounds pretty cool. I'm actually quite jealous." Izuku says, "Yeah, I mean, it's good, but it has its drawbacks, I guess." And she says, "Oh, okay." So, when they were talking, their teacher being Mirko, and yes, Mirko is now their teacher instead of Aizawa, Mirko says, "Alright, we're here." As everybody starts going down, we see the hero known as 13. 13 starts out doing her whole speech, like she's saying like how how people can have like different quirks and they can use it for either good or bad things. So yeah, wait for a second. So, while Izuku was walking through the USJ with his classmates, Izuku feels something. Izuku feels anger, rage, even the sense of murder. So, while Izuku was feeling all of these, weird emotions, Kaminari goes up to Izuku and whispers in his ear. Kaminari says, "Do you feel that? I also feel that as well. It seems to be another god. And not only that, it's Yahweh?" As Izuku says, "No. I thought Yahweh was like, he usually prefers not." So, when they were, walking around the USJ, they look up as they see, well, a large glowing golden portal appear. As they see, well, angels, or at least what they think are angels. These, well, angels have several eyes in their wings. Some even look like, just flaming balls of like light encircled with rings with several eyes. And if you know those types of angels well, you'll probably know the biblical angels, which I think are terrifying. I guess that's why people prefer to go for the more humanoid feel for the for the regular angels. I mean, they basically prefer the more modern take on angels instead of like the whole biblical angels looking like something that you would see in like a nightmare or something or a fever dream. So anyway, wait for a second. So one of the angels, which was he looks like mostly humanoid, but except he has six wings with several eyes. But not only that, he has a cow and a lion head. Right behind as well is more humanoid head. He says, "So we meet now. Die." He starts creating several slashes into the ground as Miracles well starts jumping around, getting ready to kick this guy. But when she kicked this guy, well, that guy didn't even flinch. He basically just slaps her as she falls down to the ground. Izuku says, "Dang it." As the rest of the students basically start panicking a little bit. One of them being wait for a second. One of them being Bako says, "Hey, damn wait for a second. Hey, you dang flying freak. Maybe try and get me. I can easily beat you with just one explosion." As the creature or the angel looks at him as he says, "Well then." He raises his hand and a a large ball of light appears as he says, "You can try." As he blasts the or he throws the ball of light as it starts bouncing around as it creates a illusion right in front of Bakugo's face, knocking him out. Everybody's in shock. So Izuki says, "Hey Kaminari, let's do this." As Kaminari says, "Yes." So Kaminari starts creating a blade made from electricity, and for Izuku, he summons out Nemesis. Izuku says, "Take this." Izuku creates tons and tons of swords from the sky. As Izuku says, "Justice reigns from above." As all of the rest of these, lower class angels, mostly angels with, two wings and, well, well, any angel that has, two wings or at least lower level angels, they basically get destroyed. So, the only ones that are left are basically these flying ring things. Basically, balls of light instead of this, how do I see it? They're inside of this, large wing thing. Several rings basically encircle the bright light. Not only that, it has several eyes and six wings. While for the angel with the, wait for a second. The angel with the six wings, several eyes, and the lion and cow head says, "How annoying. So, well then, you must be the target." He brings out a large spear of light, and he says, "Well then, let's fight." As he starts charging in at Izuku, while for Kaminari, he starts fighting these giant spherical things. He starts slicing them apart by using his lightning sword. While for Izuku, he starts using Nemesis as Izuku summons out Thanatos. Izuku, while fighting him, Izuku senses that well, he's possessed. Izuku says, "Wait, is he possessed? Wait, that means those are not angels." Izuku looks around as these angels, they basically are, human souls that are just transferred into, into large or weird looking vessels. As Izuku says, "So, do you seriously want to play this?" You seriously think that you're the god of gods, Yahweh? Well then, let's have some fun then. Izuku uses his scythe. Well, this end of the scythe, the bottom thing, Izuku stabs it into the angel as he says, "Ugh, d- you 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 dare defy Yahweh," as Izuku says, yeah. Izuku basically lifts him up. Izuku well pushes him into the ground, causing the blade to push into his body further. Izuku gets his scythe out of his chest as he says, "How annoying." So he basically teleports as he grabs Mirko by the collar. As in collar, I mean her neck. As he says, "If you don't want this, well, girl to die, you better surrender." Izuku says, "Dang it. Don't know what to do." Izuku looks around. Izuku sees a stone. As Izuku sees Kaminari, as Izuku says, "Hey Kaminari," as he says, trying to distract him. As Kaminari says, "Well, do." So he starts creating electricity as he throws a ball of electricity at the angel. As he says, "You little." He drops Mirko. As Izuku basically starts running over there and grabs Mirko and basically brings her to a safe distance. So Izuku says, "Time for me to show you my real power." So Izuku starts creating, tons and tons of chains. While the angel is basically fighting Kaminari, he gets caught into the chains. I mean, he gets caught in the chains as he starts getting bound to the ground. Wait for. He starts getting bound to the ground as he says, "What is this?" As Izuku says, "Your judgment is death." Wait for a second. Izuku says, "Your judgment is death." Izuku makes his scythe go into the ground more as the chains start tightening, causing him to choke to death. The angel, with his last breath, he says, "Yahweh shall prevail. He shall rule this world as the ultimate as he died from suffocation. As after that whole thing was finished, the rest of the heroes basically arrive because Miracle in that time, she basically called the heroes of UA to basically come. As when the heroes arrive, they see several dead bodies, mostly the angels. As Izuku basically falls down to the ground because he used too much of his power. As he basically falls down to the ground pretty hilariously, like he basically just poop like. Anyway, wait for a second. So after Izuku wakes up, Izuku sees light. Izuku leaps up off the bed. Izuku says, "Where am I?" Izuku sees Mirko right beside him. Mirko says, "Oh, Izuku, you're okay." Izuku says, "Oh, hey, teacher, where am I?" As she says, "Well, you're in the UA, UA nurse's office." Izuku says, "Oh, okay." Oh, it feels painful. As Izuku sees Recovery Girl, as she says, "Hey, don't move so much. You're so reckless. Anyway, I'll be leaving." As Izuku says, uh, "How many hours have been in that state?" As she says, just a few hours, maybe like 4." Izuku says, "Seriously?" Uh, as Mirko says, "Thank you for saving me." Izuku says, "Yeah, whatever." I think I should go home. My mother might be worried. She says, "Oh, don't worry. I told your mother about it." As Izuku says, "Really?" And she says, "Yeah. Don't worry. She already brought the clothes for, well, the next day, I guess." As Izuku says, "Thanks, I guess." So, she says, "Alright, I'll be leaving. Make sure to not, well, hurt yourself too much. See you, champ." As he says goodbye to Mirko, Izuku basically goes down into the bed. As Izuku says, uh, this was interesting. So, Yaoi is here in Japan. Why did the why did the Japanese pantheon didn't notice about it? How they didn't notice Yaoi arrive? I need to talk to Kaminari later. So, while Izuku was thinking this, Izuku hears the door open as Izuku sees Kaminari. Kaminari says, "Hey, Izuku." Wait for a second. So, Kaminari comes in as he says, "Hey, Izuku, so how's your, pain?" Izuku says, "Don't worry, I'm okay." So, I wanted to ask Kaminari. He says, "What?" Izuku tells him, "Why did you, or at least the Japanese pantheon, why didn't they notice, well, Yahweh arrive in Japan?" As she said, I meant, he says, "Hmm, oh yeah, apparently one of the gate guardians was killed." Izuku says, "One of them?" As he says, "Oh yeah, there's, these gate guardians are these, special, how do I say it? Wait for a second." Izuku says, "So, who are these gate guardians?" As Kaminari says, "Well, these special gate guardians are the representatives of, well, the east, west, south, and north. These are special, animals given magic to, Izanagi and Izanami, even though they basically, divorced." Izuku says, "Oh yeah." As he says, these gate guardians are the Azure Dragon, the white tiger, the red phoenix, and the black turtle." Izuku says, "So, but I only heard about them once, but I heard that they're also pretty, vigilant. How did they, I mean, how did they, basically arrive in Japan? As in they, I mean Yahweh." Wait for a second, guys. Again. Kaminari says, "Well, the Azure Dragon was killed." Izuku says, "What?" As he says, "Yeah, he was killed by Yahweh. Thanks to his, blade or his spear. His spear is able to kill a god, so it's able to kill a holy beast after all, or a gate guardian for that matter." Izuku says, "Dang it." Izuku says, "Alright. So, Kaminari." As he says, "Yeah." As Izuku says, "Tell my mom that I'll be going home soon." As he says, "Sure." So, after Kaminari leaves, he goes to bed. Izuku thinks in his mind, "So, Yahweh, I'm gonna defeat you and make you pay for every single thing that you have done, including killing the Azure Dragon. I'm gonna make you pay for everything." So, yeah, so I hope you liked the video. Comment and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.